The Lenten journey, which had taken us through the valley of the shadow of death on the fourth Sunday, now leads us to the dry bones of Ezekiel chapter 37, through the tomb of Lazarus to the gift of life out of death. The episode of raising of Lazarus is a story about lament, a story of reciprocal love between Mary, Martha, Lazarus and Jesus, and a sign of the resurrection and life. If so, the church has a fourfold calling. First, to recognize the voice of the shepherd and respond. Like the sheep that recognize the voice of the shepherd who calls them by name, Lazarus hears his name being called. He recognizes the voice of the shepherd, and the dead man comes out because only the shepherd can lead his sheep out. When I lie in the tomb of my lifelessness, Jesus, who comes near to this tomb because of the love he has for me, he calls me out of that lifelessness. If I hear his voice and come out, then I experience life. Second, to a renewed life here and now with Jesus. Jesus, who is both the resurrection and the life, anticipates the hope of the future resurrection into the present, promising abundant eternal life that begins right now, right here. The raising of Lazarus also gives him new life with Jesus that unbinds him of all aspects of lifelessness and lets him go to welcome Jesus into his home, share the table fellowship, and emerge as a witness so that many come to believe in Jesus. Third, to participate in the life and mission of Christ. Being in a relationship with Jesus means facing death and grief with him, and learning that still, in spite of the death and the dryness and the finality of the door at the entrance to the tomb of our hopes, Jesus can still bring our hopes and aspirations alive. As we approach the Holy Week, having Jesus at our tombs also means that we must follow him to his. We must endure the silence of his Saturday even as we endure the silences of our own. But we endure them knowing already that Sunday will surely come, that though we are walking in the garden of our grief, we will meet him again. Fourth, to a hope-filled, patient awaiting that allows God to act in his time. Jesus does not answer all the questions that we might wish he should answer. He doesn't explain to Mary and Martha and all those grieving why he didn't come sooner and prevent Lazarus from dying. But it is clear that he is completely with them in their pain and loss, deeply moved and grieved, even as we cry out of the depths. However, we are called to live and wait in hope. Like Martha and Mary, we ought to learn that God does not act exactly when, where, or how we think God should act. But God will act in God's good time, and death will not have the final word. The day of resurrection will come. How prepared am I to respond to this fourfold calling of this Sunday?